Good evening, guys. We'll start one second. Where is this?
Good evening, sir.
One sec. Okay. Oh, we have to wait for, maybe we'll wait for another 2 minutes. Okay. So, any questions you have? We are going to discuss questions today. Where are the questions? I think we did discuss some of these. I don't remember. Wait. What is that? Yeah. Okay. So let's do the, where is that? You got, everybody of you have got the questions, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. I hope you guys are going through the sessions and doing it. So one sec here. Okay, let's do the DSU questions. And then we'll see in the first 10 questions if we missed any. Okay, who can I ask the first question? Okay. The first question is, what are the key objectives of daily Scrum? Why do you do DSU? Who will tell me? You can raise your hands or I can choose. Priyanka, madam, can you try? What are the key objectives of DSU? Why do you do it? Priyanka, ma'am is there. By the way, I think you must have seen the previous session. So in the last session, it was decided that we will do the questions and answers.
Hello, sir. Actually, I'm traveling back from office. I need some half an hour to come online.
That is fine. That is fine. Yeah, Rupa, you want to answer this?
Yeah, so the key objectives are like to improve and enhance communication and identify and address impediments, foster team collaboration towards achieving sprint goal, like planning for next 24 hours. So these are some of the objectives.
Yeah, basically inspect and adapt. That is the first thing. You are inspecting whether you are moving towards the sprint goal and adapting to it based on whatever you find out. That is one. I agree to that. Then
Improve
impediments, you are
communication.
identifying blockers. That
Huh.
is another thing. Then
So
you are
fostering
identifying
team collaboration towards
team
achieving a sprint goal.
collaboration, dependencies. Okay. Is it a status call?
No,
No. Okay.
No.
It is not supposed to be a status call. But have you been in teams where this has been a
it's
status
like
call?
inspecting and adapting the
Mm.
team. Yeah.
But have you been in teams where it has been status call? And how have you dealt with that situation?
The Scrum is new for me actually.
Arey, you can't say this. You have to assume this is
Means
interview, yaar.
no. I'm just telling.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, that's fine. So imagine, so whenever you are going to answer, you have to assume this is
Okay.
an
Okay.
interview
I thought
session.
you were asking me.
Ah,
So
no,
while
no,
working,
no, no.
so
Yeah.
current situation. I asked.
No,
Yeah.
no, no. So you have to assume this is an
Okay.
interview and
Okay.
give me an
Okay.
answer.
Yeah,
Hmm.
sure.
So has it been a status call ever in the teams you have worked with?
No, it's not like a status call. So it's like we are inspecting whether the team is moving
But
towards
have
a
you,
sprint goal or
whatever
not.
teams you have worked with, has it was never a status call in any of the teams you have worked with? All of them were perfect agile teams. So the answer is no. In some of the organizations, in some of the teams I worked with, it was a status call, but I tried my best to change that culture. In one or two of the teams, I was not able to do that, but in the last couple of teams, I have been successfully able to do it, and I have gained more experience, and I have made them realize that the importance of this call is to identify blockers and dependencies rather than this being a status call. Status call is, if it is a status call, people don't take up the ownership. If it is, you give them that you will complete it, and then you discuss this blockers and dependencies. They are more proactive and they take more ownership. So that cultural change I have brought about in the last one or two teams. This could be one of the answers. Of course, it cannot be a standard answer, but this is how you can handle this sort of question.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. You cannot answer ideal answers for every answer. Have you ever struggled? Yes, of course you have struggled, but you have resolved those issues like that, you can say.
Sure.
Okay, then, yeah, okay, then. I think the next question is, this is an easy one. Who should attend daily stand up and what is their role? And you think this will not be asked? This will be asked. Okay, so don't worry. Basic questions also they may ask, at least in the first round. Who wants to answer this? Wasim sir. Yeah, go ahead.
Good evening, everyone. The daily stand-ups are attended by the Scrum team. The Scrum team consists of the PO, the testers, the developers, and the Scrum master. Who are associated with the developing the projects, they are associated with the stand-ups.
Is PO compulsory?
Yes, PO is compulsory.
As per Scrum guide, is he compulsory?
No,
No,
PO
I
should
don't
be
remember. I don't know. I actually don't remember it now. Is it compulsory by Scrum guide?
No, Scrum guide
No,
says
it
no
is
PO.
not compulsory. It is not
Developer
compulsory.
requires, you can.
Scrum guide says not compulsory, but PO should be there for fixing if is there any backlogs, or if is there any blockers and iterations.
So theoretically, he can be optional, but in real life, it is always better to have the PO in the DSUs, because if there are any functional blockers, any clarifications, then he can know, okay, these are the 3, 4, 5, 6 meetings he has to do in the team. Otherwise, so as a team also, you would know, okay, out of 10 stories, 4 stories are dependent on a PO discussion. If that does not happen on that day, then those will be blockers, or no work will be done on those tickets or those stories for that day. So it is always better to have PO in the DSU. So that
Okay.
is, but theoretically they may say it is optional. Yeah.
But you
Venkat.
also said that if he is an external customer,
If the PO is not
The
from your organization, if he is from an external organization, if he is from a client, then client, if he is too dominating, then you may not include him. But if he is not dominating, he's helpful, his nature is nice, then there is no harm in having him. But it depends on, if he's too dominating, he's playing politics, then you would avoid that kind of a personality in your DSC.
Okay, sir.
Okay. Yeah, Venkatesh sir, you had a question.
Sir, for the safer side, can I say that okay, daily Scrum maybe attend is a event for the developers, and PO has to attend, and Scrum Master as a Scrum Master, I will attend as a silent listener, not as a participant.
No. That's theory here. In real life, Scrum Master is the one that, in most of the teams that are not mature, he is the one who is going to facilitate it. So you can rotate it and still be there, but there are a lot of organization updates that you may give. There are, from release point of view also, there are certain deadlines that you will have to speak with the team. There are a lot of updates from a lot of different, it could be stakeholder updates, organization updates, other such things. Scrum Master will have a very active role to play.
They can say that because at times the question say that the event is of 15 minutes and you are using it for delivering all these things, then how do you say that?
No, maybe organization updates is just a minute or two. It's not. Suppose
Okay.
work from home is not allowed, or it is allowed, or there is a flood coming. What are the? We'll have a separate discussion on that, or whatever. You'll always use that. Yeah. See, only technical deep dives waste a lot of time.
Yes.
Yeah, if you are see, a lot of companies will not like it if you say you are a silent observer. They will think he is not going to do anything in DSU. So you have to be little diplomatic about it. So you say you will facilitate it, you will identify the dependencies and blockers, you will even maintain a blocker log so as to know which were the blockers, and you can report it to the management so that they can analyze it even further. So on and so forth. See, you have to
Okay.
sell yourself. To hell with Scrum. You just have
Are
to sell
we
yourself so that they can buy you. That's all.
are we going to learn about the how to maintain the blocker log?
Blocker log is nothing here. You
Is it
can
any
maintain it
standard?
in a notepad, Excel,
In
wherever.
Excel, we used to
Blocker one,
maintain it
blocker
in real
two.
time.
Any which way. There is no standard format for it.
Okay.
Personally, I have never maintained it, but it's something which is very impressive to say in the interview.
Okay.
Okay. Next question is, what are the common anti-patterns in the daily stand-up? Again and again, I'm telling you, interview is different, real life is different. Clearing interview is our objective. Once you enter in the organization, you know what, you just need to play politics, you need to be manipulative and cunning, and everybody is like that. This is India, yaar. Even a 5-year-old is manipulative and cunning. We can't survive in this country without being that. So please, so don't worry about that. Worry just about the interview questions and what is the right set of answers. Yeah, Abhilasha ma'am. Oh, you want to answer this? So, what are the common anti-patterns or anti-patterns is nothing but bad practices. What do the bad teams do? How you can mess up DSU?
Okay, so treating DSM as the problem solving or troubleshooting call, then
Very good.
status
Very nice.
reporting
Very
to
nice.
Scrum Master. So this is not kind of DSM is not kind of the status call. They just need to provide any kind of blocker or dependency or impact of any other team we have. And irregular timing, people might like not join on the time or something. Then lack of focus in the daily stand up. And yeah,
Not
yeah,
disclosing
missing team
not
members also
missing team. People are not attending it. They
attending
are
the call.
late. So obviously you will coach them, have a one-on-one. And again,
Yeah.
it's the trends you are after. If somebody is not there for one day, he could be late, traffic, rain, whatever. But if they are not attending your every day, they are putting a message, they are late because of whatever, then that's a problem. And then you will sort it out with these guys. You will help understand what is the issue and then probably find some solution.
Yes.
Okay, so they will ask you, what if some people are not ready to attend, then that we have discussed. What if some people are late? Of course, you will do coaching, you will explain them the importance of being there and so on. What else did you say? Technical
Status reporting
details.
to Scrum Master.
Not mentioning the blockers is the biggest problem.
Blocker and dependencies.
So if they are not declaring the blockers, then that's a problem. They are silent, they are a problem. You have to explain them. Unless you mention the blockers or the risk, those remain with you. The onus is on them to explain it to the team so that team can take ownership. If I am stuck with some technical issue, you can get help from technical lead. There are other people, architect. There are so many people. But if you keep it to yourself, then it becomes your responsibility, and there may be a chance that you will be blamed for this issue. So better, there should be no blame game. You can discuss this blocker with the entire team so somebody can help you out. That is the entire purpose of this call. So people should know the blocker so that people can help out. This is the entire purpose of this call. Is this clear?
Yes, yes.
Very nice. Then, okay, who wants to go question number 14? By the way, all of you have these questions, right?
Yes, sir.
Question
I
number.
don't have the question, so
Okay, I think somebody can. You can put your
I'll
email.
share my email ID in the chat. So yeah.
Yes. Okay, one sec here. So who wants to answer this question? Let us say, yeah, Deepak sir, let us say you try here. Then next question, Omkar.
Sir, question 14 is how do you ensure that daily scrums remain within 15 minutes time box? So as a scrum master, I will ensure that in the daily scrum, they discuss the blockers and dependencies. And if there are any technical discussions, we can have an after party or some other discussion later. So in this way, I will ensure that the daily scrum call is time boxed to only 15 minutes.
Any other point you want to make? Technical deep dives should not be there, that we have already discussed. Then apart from that, what I get is basically technical deep dives should not be there to ensure time boxing. That is just one suggestion. What is the other suggestion?
Discuss dependencies and blockers.
So don't get into statuses. If you get into statuses, that also wastes time. If you can say, okay, I have one blocker or two blocker, I need PO or whatever, or I have a blocker, but that this is the blocker. So maybe it's a technical blocker, then have a discussion like that, you can say.
And no personal stories in the DSU.
No chit-chatting, no personal stories. And every person gets 1 or 2 minutes too. You can time box that also, that everybody gets 1 or 2 minutes. And if it is an 8 to 15 member team or 8 to 12 member team, then 15-20 minutes is okay. But if it is a 20, 25, 30 member team, then obviously it will be 30 minutes or so. And you have had experience, you had an experience of taking care of a 30 member team also, where a 25 or 30 member team, where you were using 30 minutes for this DSU. It is not ideal, but you have to work with the organizational policies and do as best as you can. Never ever criticize your current or your past organizations that you have worked with. Never ever do that. They were not following Agile. They were absolutely crap. That is why I'm looking for a job. Please, don't do that. Okay. So never ever criticize your current or previous organization. This is like when you are dating, right? Do you drink? No. Do you smoke? Never. Do you have anger issues? No way. Are you nice? Yes, yes. I love kids. I am great. So, and then when marriage happens, then you know what happens. So, interviews are like that. You are portraying everything is hunky dory. You are a positive guy and all that. So don't get into. They may try to get into those sorts of conversations. So please don't get into that negative mindset. Okay. So never criticize your current organizations or previous organizations that you have worked with. Say they were not fully agile, but they were on their way, or they were not fully mature, but there were signs of improvement. Like that, you have to be diplomatic. in your answers. Nobody
The
likes.
DSU is to inspect whether the team is going to achieve the sprint goal in DSU. Yes.
Correct. Absolutely correct. Okay, so you got that one also. Okay, next question, let Omkar answer. What is that question?
Yeah, sure. So the question is, what should the Scrum Master do if team members treat the daily Scrum as a status update? So first of all, as a Scrum Master, I will tell them that this isn't an update call or a status call. So it's the chance or it's chance of a team to understand the process or a progress towards our sprint goal. So they can shift their mind and instead of keep it instead of PO and Scrum Master should run, we can encourage the developer to talk and run the Scrum calls. So they can feel that they are involving and they can talk more on the issues or anything that they are facing. So involving them more than PO and SM. Then self-management, we can say that how does their work can impact the sprint goal. So everyone has to work in that purpose. So our team will be in alignment and we can achieve sprint goal as a team, not as an individual.
Very good.
Then still some people are not understanding and they are treating it as a daily scrum, status call. Then we can talk to them as a one-to-one and talk with them that this is not the status call, or we can improve them. Instead of talking in a meeting, we can talk to them one-to-one. So yeah, I think gradually they can understand the things and not in the one sprint, two sprint, three sprint, but it can be a good daily scrum.
Good. And as an example, I mean, all our answers are fine, but if we add examples, so you can say that in one of the teams, when we changed this mindset and when they were, when I was noting down the blockers and all that, they changed the mindset. Instead of status, we were concentrating on the blockers or the risks. And then within few sprints, the whole productivity, I had lot of change in the productivity. One of the things, if you are very experienced, you have to mention in your CVs is that you were able to increase the productivity by 20% or 30% or whatever. And but you have to give examples also. My team was using this meeting as a status update. So I changed the mindset. I was taking I was noting down the blockers, then tracking them through. People realize that this is more of a blocker call. We have to identify issues that can prevent us from closing stories, and we have to find solutions. So this mindset, so this could be one of the examples that you can use. Okay, good. Then next question is, how does daily scrum help achieving the sprint goal? See, all these answers will get you talk about DSU, scrum and all these things. So you will get into that mindset of answering questions. Who wants to go with question number 16? 15 we completed, right? Yeah. 16. This question is Kiran. Kiran, okay. How does the daily scrum help in achieving sprint goal? Okay. How does it?
Daily Scrum will help us in achieving the goals like identifying the blockers and the dependencies on other teams that respective dev teams or testing teams. They can raise the concerns of their real-time issues or current running issues in the while doing their works or attaining the targets of the day or something. Like technical or else any non-technical issues also, like even if there is an incooperative activities happening in the team also. So they can we can discuss and we can clear those blockers up to the sprint code to achieve the sprint code.
Give me an example of how this has helped from your experience.
For example, like in my experience, one day we had an application down actually because of one change is happening, and it was not the team was not aware of it, and dev team they are not unable to do the basic test of the application the development which they have done it. So we came to know about that after raising that concern in the blocker.
Yes.
And then we came to know about the due to this one, it has been blocked and it has affected the day of affected the dev team in testing that particular activity on through that application. So it has been the testing has been posted to the next day actually. This blocker has been raised. So we have given we have came to know about this kind of blocker on that day due to the technical glitch or anything.
Yeah, fair enough. Fair enough. But always have your examples ready-made. Have some generic 10 examples so that you can use them in any situations. If you are spontaneous, then you may stutter, and that is not very nice. So have your examples, 8, 10 examples, and I cannot give you a standard 10 examples that all of you use. So you have to, but I can give you some key hints. For example, see, one of the key things that why do you do DSUs is blockers, dependencies, yes. One important point we are all missing is reprioritization of work. Whatever is of more value, that also we identify, right? It's always, so in one of the teams, let us say, you can say in one of the teams I was handling, the prioritization of work is also discussed on a day-to-day basis. On the third day or fourth day of the sprint, we realized that a lot of people were concentrating on UI stories. There was a very important backend API story which we were ignoring, and then suddenly we realized we need to complete this. So people, we reprioritized it. We made people realize the value of doing that story first, and we were able to achieve the sprint goal because we were able to establish the value of that story. And it is very important that you use DSUs to highlight the critical and high value stories. And as a Scrum Master, I make sure critical and high value items are on target and that those have no blockers. And PO also highlights that, and we make sure we focus on those items which bring more value. If on the 5th day, 6th day, 7th day, something is not going in the right direction for a critical item, then we get into emergency meetings or we pull in whosoever is required. So that's so that apart from blockers and dependencies, make sure high value items or critical items are well taken care of. Fair enough?
Yeah.
Okay. And also one other thing that you guys may have overlooked is there could be emergency leaves. If there is no DSU, you don't have a place to discuss what happens if suddenly Omkar is on off. So Omkar is on off, then okay, in the DSU, you make sure that you have that information. Everybody is joining in. If somebody is not joining, they are sending that information so that, let us say Omkar was working on a very critical story. It takes 3 or 4 days. Suddenly he is not in today. And we know he is not going to be in 2 days. So then, okay, we asked Chavan sir, can you take this story? He's already attended the grooming call. So he already knows a lot of details of that story. He should be able to pick up. There you are highlighting that you are able to adjust to the absence, and also highlighting that you already have good grooming calls where people are already aware of the requirements, so you can take care of these emergency situations. You get the link, right? So daily stand-ups are blockers, dependencies, prioritization, and also if there are emergency leaves, then you have to adapt to the plan. So that adaptation also, you can reassign the stories based on any emergency leaves. That also can, that discussion can also happen in your DSU. Is this very good? In real life, you actually do these three things and you see how beautiful the productivity can become. So, is this all good? You guys are okay. Which question we were on? 16th, right? So what is the next? Okay, this is a nice question actually. This question actually came more into prominence once the corona happened. After corona, a lot of teams went to hybrid, fully remote, and then now it is hybrid. So there will be occasions where you will be handling teams which are, I was once handling a team, and all my teams were in scattered location and there was nobody in the office. The actual physical office I went to, I had nobody. Everybody was scattered around. So that can also happen. So you can have your teams working in a hybrid way or in different locations. How are you? If teams are working in different locations, those are called distributed teams. So do you have experience in handling distributed teams? The answer is yes. Because we have
Yes.
parents, the answer is yes. We can do everything. Okay, so never a no. Anyways, so who wants to? Okay, Payali wants to answer it. How? Yeah, let's hear your answer.
Yeah. So yes, in my experience, I have been being able to work with a distributed team. So in case of in my company, there were developers that were scattered around the region. Some developers were from the AMER region, some were from the EMEA region. So we try to find out a time where we can sync both of the teams for a very short duration for the Delhi Scrum or the stand-up calls for 15 minutes, and they were
So
all.
you accommodated the daily scrum based on a convenient time zone or overlapping time zone. Okay, good. Yeah.
Should I continue?
What else? What else?
Oh, okay. Yeah. So on a overlapping time, so that the team can come together and we could have a daily scrum calls.
Okay, that is one. I get it. What else?
The question was that you have
Question was how do you conduct daily scrum for distributed teams and how do you make it successful?
So the first answer is
First is time zone. I get it. Time
Yeah.
zone. I get it. You can tell 100 lines on it, but the bottom line is it's you adjust the time zone. That I get it.
Okay.
What is the other point that you can make? You use video calls, isn't it?
Yeah, video calls, like it is for an agile
Especially
team,
because,
it is
especially if it
necessary.
is a distributed team, people are not physically located. A video call is way better because this way people can interact with each other and see each other. So that way you can create. If you look at audio calls, black screens are not very good. You would encourage the team to be on video calls.
Yes.
That is another point. Give me another. Yeah, I think somebody. Yeah, Abhilasha. You want
Different communication channels also can be used for the chatting
like
or screen sharing purpose.
beautiful. Very good point.
Share
What else?
dashboards. Dashboard sharing.
Dashboard sharing. Yeah.
Shared tools.
Basically, that Jira, which I was showing that Jira, so you can use Jira. You can share that screen to Miro, Jira, Trello, Confluence. Basically, you jitne tools pata hai, you have to tell because all of these tools are super useful for distributed teams. Confluence, Jira, Trello, Miro. These are the most popular ones. This question is essentially to find out whether you know these tools, whether you know the importance of adjusting the time zone, whether you are encouraging teams to get into video calls. So yeah, those are the 3 points. And anything else? Other channels you spoke about, what was that, Abhilasha? What are the other?
Different using the different communication channel like
For video
Google
calls,
Chat
what
or
tools?
something. For video call, we use Teams or
Teams,
the
Google
Skype.
Meet, Zoom, Skype. Skype
Zoom
is,
meetings.
I don't think a lot of organizations would use Skype, but Slack maybe, Teams, Slack.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sir, one point I can add is because it was happened with my previous organization that we used to record the calls. If someone is missed that, then he can come back and say instead of calling or asking someone
Very
else.
good point. Very good point. So, as a Scrum Master, you ensure that the calls are recorded so that people who may have missed it for some reason, they can go through that recordings and find the information. That's good. Okay, so I think 4 or 5 points, all of them were very valid. Okay, anybody else? Okay, Venkatesh sir, you want to add a point?
I said my point. Share dashboards. That's what my point is. Yeah.
Yes. Okay, let's go to question number 18. What is this? Is the Scrum Master required to facilitate daily Scrum or not? Who wants to answer this? People who have already answered can't answer. That's the rule now. Yeah, Suganya, yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. So basically, everyone else, like Scrum Master, is really needed for the facilitate. Someone needs to facilitate the daily Scrum, right? So for that, Scrum Master is really needed. Also, the Scrum Master will act as an like mediator for the team. If in case any issue, some people may be dominant in their approach in talking, and also that kind of situation and all, in Scrum Master would be the mediator for it. And also, if in case like some people may not update, like may not be comfortable in sharing, like, or talking and all, for that kind of, so we need to like in a polite approach, we need to involve them as well in the talking, so involving every team and all, so that kind of situation. Yeah.
Fair point. Yeah. Any other point? Yeah, all good points. Anything else that?
Well, I have come across points where they have told that, once the team is agile, like the Scrum Master is actually not needed to be on daily
As a active participant.
active participant. So,
You still need a Scrum Master as an observer.
observer, yeah.
Because there could be potential conflicts. You could have.
Yeah, like Suganya mentioned the point where, someone is being very dominant and others are not talking about their.
Sometimes there are organizational blockers also. So let us say it looks like you need more resources or there is a skill gap. You have to make sure that there are trainings. So if he is there, he is able to gauge these sorts of things that he may need from the organization. So if he is not there, then who is going to do it? So you still need a Scrum Master, but not as an active participant, but you still need him because he wants to handle conflicts. He wants to handle any organizational blockers that can get into. And then also he is an observer. He has to observe the behavior of people, whether the team is evolving, they are doing the right practices, so on and so forth.
Sometimes we used to get blockers like shared resources actually. They will be in multiple projects and that day they may not they may not be communicating with our team, our Scrum team, or like that issues we'll be having that one, and our team will not be able to come get the details from them.
Yeah.
That kind of issues also will be there.
Yes,
At that time, Scrum Master will be very needful for the team actually to communicate it.
But the main point is Scrum Master is not responsible for conducting the DSU. The DSU will still happen with or without Scrum Master, but in new or organizations which are new or teams which are new, you would still need a Scrum Master for 6 months, 8 months, in a year before the team matures into a model where he is no longer an active participant. He can be there as a inactive participant. Rupa, madam, you have a question.
No, already you have answered. I was about to tell that when the team is new to Scrum and need guidance. So at the time, the Scrum Master may step in early on, especially with the new team, but should step back at the team matures. So at the time, Scrum Master is required. Ideally, it's not required as Scrum is a self-organizing team.
Absolutely correct. Good points. So I think this is good here. All of you at least are speaking and getting some practice on. This is good. Then question number 19.
Sorry, Joy sir, before we move on to the next question, since Kiran mentioned shared resources, right? I just have a question in my mind. So now the developer says to the Scrum Master or in Delhi call, Scrum call, that, I am working on a different project also, so I don't have bandwidth to work on this project. And some of my user stories might be impacted.
No, see, in the sprint planning itself, you would have gauged that how many hours he is available for. Correct. In the sprint planning itself, you would have understood, okay, he is available for 20 hours or he is available for 40 hours. Based on that discussion, he would have picked up a story. Correct. That is one. Maybe there is a conflict. The other team is saying that they have some very critical stories. Now they need more time for that, which is why in agile teams it is not encouraged to have shared resources, because then you cannot fix the responsibility of completing there. They could end up having conflicting goals. You have critical stories, the other project also have a critical story. So then there could be a problem. But if there is no other option, rather than not having a resource, you can still have a shared resource. But in that case, if you have a critical story, then you communicate to the other team that you have a critical story, and you will beforehand, before starting of the sprint, that in the next 10 days, you would want this guy to be completely available for 30 hours, 35 hours, or something like that.
And in this sprint, can I tell any other developer to pick up his work if they have some?
Oh,
time?
of course, yes.
Okay.
Of course, yes. That can happen. But shared resources are very tricky to this thing. In project A, they will say B, they will say A.
I was a shared resource.
You were a shared resource?
Yeah, 2 projects.
You
I've
enjoyed it?
always been a shared resource for projects, so that's the reason I asked this question, because I have faced a lot of issues like this.
I had this conflict in Corona time actually.
What was that?
The share resource is from Deloitte actually. They didn't support it actually. They didn't did it completely. And completely that project itself is like went wrong initial day of end of the day it was scrapped actually completely. It started in Corona itself it got scrapped because of the resources only. It changed multiple hands actually.
Sir, adding to that, we can say Scrum Master should inculcate a habit of pair programming to eradicate this issue. And I also had a same issue. Then resources are not available for me in the project also. Then I suggested the top management for hiring some temporary FTEs for that particular project, at least for 15 to 20 days.
What was that?
Because actually some developers are busy in other projects also. That is also mission critical projects. So top management cannot assign me the resources. They are very senior stakeholders. They have fixed them. So in that point, then I asked officially, my correspondence has been done with the senior management stating that, okay, if that is the case, then you can hire some FTEs for this project also, so that I can have those persons at least for that particular project or for the sprint at least.
So FT is full-time employee. So obviously, rather than shared resources, Agile would always encourage full-time employees.
Full-time employees.
But as a stopgap arrangement, there is no harm in using shared resources as long as clear availability is declared upfront in the sprint planning. So you know this guy is available for 30 hours, so then you can plan whatever stories you can. Let's go to the next. How many we completed? 18, right? We are on 19th. This is a nice question. Yeah, Sudipta, you want to answer this?
Yeah, the question is,
What action should be taken if an impediment, if a blocker is raised by the team?
okay.
Oh,
So if this is asked to me, then I will say, like, as a Scrum Master, first of all, I will note down the blockers, what is getting raised in the team, and I will make sure that it is not discussed in detail in this 15 minutes of time, because it is just it is not discussed in detail. Just the blocker
that
should be.
who will do it basically? Who will be the owner of resolving that?
Then after the meeting is over, then we can discuss with the developer or the tester, like, what is like, can you solve it, or is there any other meetings
Yeah,
required
that
by the
also
product
works.
owner?
That also works.
That is there. And one more thing I feel is like, mm, uh, can that be solved later with the meetings? If not, we can make a Jira board or something, like, for tracking the blocker. If it is a big blocker, like environment issues or something, it is not getting solved for quite few days, then for tracking we can do that.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Can you give me an example?
Yeah, this example I can give. This is like, it happened in our project. Is like, when the sprint started, we did not have the test data. So it was said by the product owner that whatever it was said, that as the test data to be given, till the time the testing came, the test data was not achieved. The testers were telling the sprint, I mean, in the sprint they have highlighted that the test data is not enough, and it went towards the end of the sprint, and testing could not be
Breaking up here.
done properly. So for that, we raised that story, the test data is there or not, like, properly the test data is there or not, and in the next sprint, in second or third day, we could start with the working of that story.
Yeah, fair enough. Make sure you try to incorporate examples in your answers. As we go along, we'll add more and more. And at the end, I will give you a cheat sheet also. How to, if you're stuck, you can't think of an example, then what do you do? Yeah, fair answer, Sudipta. Mohammed sir, you want to add something to this answer?
Okay.
Yeah. First, what I feel is when impediment is raised, first it needs to be acknowledged by the team. So you should be sure that this is actually an impediment, and if it is an impediment, then Scrum Master should actually work with the product owner to resolve this impediment. And if it is an maybe an external what do you say? If this is an external user, or if this needs to be escalated, then that is Scrum Master should be taking that responsibility. So basically, Scrum Master should take the responsibility of removing the impediment by doing escalations, by meeting the product owner.
Fair points. Fair points. Yeah. Okay, I think you guys are getting a hang of it. This is good because not only DSUs, we are covering few other areas also. This is fair answers. I think you like this. I hope you like this format where you are getting an opportunity to speak out, because that is what will make you. Okay. Last question. How can a Scrum team make how can a Scrum Master, so they will ask you, okay, how can you make it more productive, how can you make it more engaging, how can you make it more useful? So yeah, Deepak, you can.
Yes, as a Scrum team, and we can make it more engaging by, I mean, discussing the blockers, and obviously, after discussing blockers, we can highlight the challenges that we faced yesterday and what we are able to resolve, so that it will be useful for everybody, so that everybody can learn from it as well. So I can give an example like when I was working as a Scrum Master in a previous organization. So the Scrum team discussed blockers and identifiers, but they were more concerned about uh, like what challenges they faced during the story points when they were handling the work. So that discussion also used to happen. So in that way, everybody was aware of it. Example, there was a payments cycle issue. So the team highlighted that the payment cycle was not able to, we were not able to resolve it, but we contacted such and such people. So they mentioned the peer point of contacts as well. And so that the next time when the team faces such an issue, they will also be able to reach out to the concerned persons. So in this way, it is a good information for all as well.
Yeah, fair point. And I'm happy that you learned it. You are giving examples. This is good. That's nice. Yes, who wants to go next? Priyanka, madam.
So one more point we can add is, we can give the team members on a rotation basis to lead the Scrum call, so that way they'll be more
Rotation. Yeah.
involved.
That's a very good point. Yeah.
And also we should make the team members comfortable enough so that they raise their concerns and whatever challenges they are facing. So it should be a more of a the environment of the team should be not like the daily scrum is a way to highlight their issues or they are not able to proceed, but it should be more of resolving their issues where they are blocked, so that way they'll be more encouraging and coming and giving the status there. So
Yeah. You can introduce rotation to make it more engaging. Yeah. All of you are making good points. That is good. I hope we are noting down. A lot of people are making different points, and those are all very nice, valid points. Yes, Wasim, sir.
The Scrum Master should create a safe environment for the Scrum team. Like they encourage them for the make the team more courageous to speak about the impediments and blockers.
By the way, if they ask you, why should we hire you? How can you make a team more productive? All of what we are discussing are answers to those questions also. If you improve sprint planning, if you improve daily stand-up, if you improve sprint review, all of these are why they should hire you. What makes you a good scrum master? How will you improve the team? All those answers are. I find it very funny when after a month or so, after 4 or 5 weeks, people will ask me, but Joey, why should they hire me? How will I make teams more productive? But boss, all last 4 or 5 weeks, we discussed only this, yeah. So all of what we are discussing is basically how you can improve a team by making DSUs better, by making better grooming calls, by using DOR, by making DOD. Why should they hire you? Because you will introduce the culture of DOD, DOR acceptance criteria. You will make DSUs more engaging. You will have, even if it is hybrid model, you will make it more fun. You will use Miro, you will use Jira. All of what we are going to discuss are answers to your why they should hire you, how you will improve the team, what are the challenges you faced, how did you fix it, all of this. This was a status meeting, blah, blah, blah. Then you did this. People were not very forthcoming. They were not raising their blockers. Then you made sure you created a safe environment. You encouraged them to raise the blockers. You told them that raising blockers does not mean that you are bad developers. It means that you are stuck with some issues where team can pitch in and help you out. And others, you encourage them to help out. If you are helping out the teams, that is how you can grow into bigger and better roles, because you are proving that not only you are good at solving your problems, you are also good at solving teams problems. So you understood all this, right? Don't ask me next month, Joey, but why will they hire me? How we will improve the team? All of what we are discussing is exactly those points. You got this, right? You will build this culture. You will help them identify blockers. You will adjust the team's plan if there are emergency leaves. All of this. Suddenly, if I ask you next month, how will you deal with the critical member not being there? Array, we will use daily stand-ups to use to plan, to replan if there are any emergency leaves based on the priority, blah, 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 blah. You got this, right? So be attentive, and then when you are attentive, you will get into these. Okay. We still have few more minutes to. Any out of the box idea on daily stand up? It's getting very boring. What will you?
Can I?
Yeah.
Yeah. So one approach I followed is, instead of following the standard approach, like I use this red zone, green zone, and yellow zone kind of. So basically, they'll discuss their ideas, right? Like their task, right? So they will itself prioritize. They will itself say whether it is if in case it is like a critical issue, they are in a red zone. So for that day, they are in the red zone. So in case there is that kind of thing, and also theme based, also I have did, like if I was the hero yesterday because I solved this issue, so I'll be the villain today, something like that. So that actually makes the team more interactive, and they were they were supportive with me also. They were I was easily able to adapt with the team for it through it. That is one.
Yeah, that's a good. Any others out of the box idea? Maybe we can introduce some shout out movement, right? So shout out movement, somebody completed a critical story, then you can say, oh wow, yesterday Deepak completed this critical story, now we will be able to do this functionality, it will be very helpful. Or maybe a shout out movement, testers were able to identify 3 critical bugs. It's a great shout out movement. Why? Because see, developers have this notion, if they are raising bugs, they are villains. No, they are saving your job, boss. If I am a QA, I raise a critical bug on Deepak's code, I am saving him. Because if that bug goes into production, that escalation may eat up his job even. Who knows? So people have to open up to this idea. If QAs are raising a concern, that's great, man. They are identifying all potential escalations. They are helping us out. So that's a great shout out, owner. If you can find out those issues that can really block your functionality, isn't it? So this mindset changes. Developers and testers cannot hate each other. They have to help out each other. So that's the whole idea of. Yeah, Deepak.
Yeah, I am thinking like we can even, I mean, discuss, we can have the product and also discuss the value that the team has given and how it helped the stakeholders.
They will never stop talking, I am telling you. They will eat up the entire DSU if you ask them. No. Yeah, but that's a discussion that can happen in the grooming call. But yeah, I mean, if it is a quick update, yeah, that will be fine. Yeah, but
yeah, quick update. Yeah, because our PO does that actually. She tells that this was the value
that's if it's a quick update, is fine. But if
Yeah,
he's an
she gives-
egoistic guy and then he talks and talks and talks, then it will be fair point. Maybe it's getting very boring. Then will you introduce some sort of fun session, joke session? Maybe midweek joke session, something like that.
Cricket match discussion.
DSU, no, maybe we can have an after DSU 5-minute casual connect also that you can suggest. But yeah, yes, Rupa madam, any out of the box?
So the main thing is like time box and respect the clock.
Oh
So
man,
it
you are
keeps it
already a Scrum
efficient.
Master. Very good.
It keeps it efficient and respectful, so they don't get it bored and they don't check every time the clock.
Nice.
Time box.
Nice.
Sir, we introduced something called a lessons learned register.
Oi.
Lessons learned. So
Nice.
that lesson learned, if some critical issue is there, if somebody has solved it, then he will explain it. So he'll be getting a good show kind of a thing. So that in that way, everyone is learning from them.
That's a very nice. Yeah.
Even we do it in the retrospective. Actually, this is what I have learned from my seniors. I have implemented a lesson learned register also.
Very good. Blockers register, lessons learned register, leaves register.
Because sir, we are from a government organization, so we will maintain all this.
No. This is actually a very, very good idea. Lessons learned is a very nice idea. There's actually, it's true. Blockers register. There is a risk register, lessons learned register. No, that's how world works. Good point, sir. I think all of you made good points. I want to get into a couple of others. So I think this is good. Let's get on to 20 is done, na? So we have to get on to 21st. Sorry, I have to probably tomorrow also we'll do a lot because we can't. There's too much to cover, so I can't let you guys go now. I may have extended sessions also because there's too much to cover here. Okay, and it's not easy to cover with you guys because you are a lot of questions you ask. It's a good thing, and you are an interactive group, so I should not penalize that trait in you guys. So, but I don't have an option. There is too many things to cover. So you may be in, if you're going to ask more questions, then I'm going to extend sessions. I don't have a choice. Question number 21. Probably this is a very good question. The answer of it is going to give you a very good insight to how teams work. So what activities occur during sprint execution? Everybody has answered. No, Deepika, you haven't answered, yeah. So let's hear it from you. What activities occur during sprint execution? During the sprint, what are the things that happen in a sprint? Scrum team. I don't know whether she is there or not. Okay, fine. That's fair. Fine. Then who wants to go with it? I think everybody's answered, but you guys can. What are the activities that happen during the sprint execution? What are the things that happen?
Product backlog refinement activity.
Okay.
Sprint planning.
Grooming, sir.
Sprint planning and making sprint backlog, sprint goal, and daily stand-up.
6, I get it.
Development.
You will say 6 events, all
6
of them.
events.
Sprint planning, blah, blah, blah. Okay, I get it. 5, 6 events you will tell. Okay. That's little more
Continuous integration and testing.
Let's make it more practical. What actually happens?
Development and testing.
From a technical standpoint, what happens?
Development and testing.
We will work towards the sprint goal.
That is fine. That's
And,
agile. I get it. That's agile. Let's get into practical life here.
Continuous integration and testing.
A feature is developed.
Very good. Coding, huh?
Yeah.
Feature
is developed by the developers.
Feature is developed and tested.
Coding, testing,
Testing.
reviewing,
Review.
bug identification,
Impedance.
bug fixing, integrating code, all of that, isn't it? From a technical standpoint, this is what happens. You design your solution, you test, you do the coding, you do the testing, you identify bugs, you fix the bugs, PO reviews your stories, integration happens. So this is more of a technical side of question, that what are the technical things that happen? And of course, you know the other side of the answer, what Scrum events happen, that you already know. So, but I wanted to make sure you are aware that events are fine, but from a technical standpoint, these are the things that happen. Fair enough. How does the question number 22 is, how does the team ensure that they align with the sprint goal? This is a more of a theoretical question, but still you can answer it to, it'll make your fundas more clear. So what do you do as a Scrum Master to ensure that the team aligns with the sprint goal, or they are on track with the whatever is asked out of them to produce? What do you do? So what do you do to increase the productivity? Something like that this question is. Yes. Yeah. No, you are on mute here.
Yeah, to increase the productivity, we make sure that the daily blockers are regularly resolved and we are moving towards the sprint goal, what we have decided before in the sprint planning.
Okay.
That way.
Yeah, I will give this to you. This is a very good point that you make sure blockers are identified and resolved. DSUs are blockers are, and then after DSU you have calls and that sorted. Those things are sorted. This is good. What else? This is clear, by the way, to everybody, right?
Yes.
How do
So,
you? Yeah. Then what is the next point?
so daily merge, so we can track whether developers are doing their daily merges in main branches. So it can track whether developing is
That's a
happening or not.
technical point you have made, but I'll give it
Yeah.
to you. Yes, that's a
Okay.
fair point. That's a fair point. Yes.
So making sure the tasks are, for example, if we have assigned one feature to be completed in sprint one, that is completed within that date. We don't have any other dependencies before, so something like that. So
Okay.
that we need to make sure for.
Fair point.
I have one thing. We'll make sure that the definition of done is met as we complete the stories from to do to done. And also the acceptance criteria is met for the stories.
Nice.
Yeah.
Very nice. And you avoid any unplanned
Scope creep.
tasks.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I want to say actually.
Go ahead.
Actually, I want to say that as a Scrum Master, I ensure that product owner is not emphasizing on unwanted and scope creep in between. He's like pushing all the.
Give an example. Give an example.
Actually, he's dumping all his ideas, what he has spoken to the stakeholders. He's dumping in a product backlog item, and he's saying that this is what the important task that has to be done right now. Leave the you have to roll up with this. That is affecting our sprint goal actually. We have discussed on something on the sprint backlog and the sprint PBI refinement activity, and he has accepted something, and now again the mid sprint is saying something that has to be done because that is most important. Every day he's keep on saying that this is most important, this is most important, this is most
You are
important.
going to give a very tough time to the PO. Okay. What if you end up being a PO? You've already given an interview. You'll be the other side. Yeah. No. Fair point.
So in that way, that sprint goal should not be affected. If it is affecting something that business value may be having an issue. Apart from that, every day scope creep, every sprint scope creep should not be accepted by the sprint. Then there is something problem with the PO. That's what Scrum Master has to do.
Basically, let's give it a very simple example. See, I'll give you very simple examples. And initially, at least when you're starting out to give interviews, use very simple examples because you might be under stress also. So try to, but this is a decent. So maybe you can say that you were working on a multi-city flight booking feature for a travel app, and then one of the developers said that we can improve our UX design, we can introduce one to whatever he wanted to introduce. So as a scrum master, I pointed out that our sprint goal is to complete this functionality. Maybe UX enhancements we can take up later, they may not bring a lot of value now. So this is how I make sure that the teams align to the sprint goal. Any enhancements we can take up later, whatever is the core functionality that PO is asking us to do, let's do that, but without offending the developers. But we can still take his suggestions and put it in the backlog. That's a very simple example, but feel free. Your example was also valid. So, but again, I'm reiterating examples. During the course of next 30, 40, 50 days, or I'll give plenty of examples. So I'll give 30, 40, 50, 60, 80 examples, out of which you can use 10, 20, 25. If in your interview, you have given 10, 15, 20 examples, that's more than sufficient.
Sir, just want to add one thing. If the PO is insisting on adding something new to the sprint planning, new user stories, then we can say like for a successful to attend the sprint goal successfully, we will be introducing the prioritization techniques for the stories that the PO is trying to inculcate, and based on that, we will make sure the story is there to be taken or not, like that.
Fair answer. Fair answer. Okay, I think Chavan sir, everybody is answering. Why are you so quiet? All good?
Yes, yes, I'm listening. Sorry, today I'm listening.
Fine. So let's hear it from you. Question number 23. What should be done if a team member is struggling? And this is a very popular question. And Sudipta, your point was correct. Now, and this is a very popular question, by the way. If a team member is struggling, this is a behavioral question also. If a team member is struggling, he is not able to complete sprint goals, he is not able to complete the stories, how as a Scrum Master you are going to help?
Yeah, first of all, actually, I wanted to facilitate to him and I wanted to understand why actually he's struggling for struggling for completing the task actually. So if it is, I mean, knowledge gap or something technical, he is not able to enough I mean able to complete, right? So I wanted to guide them, or I wanted to do pair programming like that actually. Then some, I mean, I wanted to look some team members he can help to him. Okay, so kind of actually coordination and all. So that kind of things I wanted to introduce in the
Fair, fair.
team.
So
Yeah.
basically, you will find the root cause. You will work with him to identify the root cause why he is not able to complete, and you might introduce peer programming to have him the guidance on a day-to-day basis.
Chance to
Two
rectify.
good points. Hmm?
Chance to rectify himself means.
Fair, fair. Yeah, Priyanka, you want to add to this?
No, sir, I wanted to add the peer programming thing.
Okay. Pair programming, I get it. Yeah, that's one. Anything else that we can do with somebody who is struggling to complete?
Might be we can redirect him to someone who might be able to help.
That's basically your pair program.
Okay.
Anything else? Anything
So
else?
another thing is
Give
if
Break
him
it down.
Might be we can break the
Break it
task
down.
if that is too complicated.
That's what. So you can work with the PO and help him break down the story. If he has a complex task, then that can be broken down into 2 or 3 tasks, and then he can complete a smaller piece of functionality. Yes, that is what I was looking at. Or you can introduce, or if he's struggling a lot, then you can have him work on simpler stories or less complex stories for 2 or 3 weeks and see if there is any training need. Is it a skill issue, or is it some personal thing that is happening in his life, or something else? So you will try to see what is the reason. I mean, if it is a skill issue, you may get into trainings, pair programming, breaking down stories, asking him to do simpler stories, like that. Fair point. Yeah, Rupa, you want to make a point?
Yeah, so this we can use in retrospective to prevent reoccurrence,
Okay.
to prevent future blockers.
So you added the context of that. So you can give an example from your real life also. So one person was struggling, this was blah 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 blah, and then so always have a example handy with you. So today only we have handled about 10-15 examples. Make sure you have your examples ready. So then you can use them in various contexts, but you cannot think on the fly. The interview is high pressure situation. Always be ready with the how will I will use this example, and in 3 4 5 interviews you will understand when to use which example.
It is
But
easy to
don't go to
answer.
the interview without having this list with you. You will be struggling to think on the fly. I mean, if you can think on the fly, beautiful, nothing like it, then you don't need my help. But if you, very few of us can actually think on the fly, but and under pressure. So better you have that ready. Yes, Pyali ma'am.
No, I was just saying that it is easier when you're asking the questions, I'm like being able to answer. But in my mind also, if I think I'm sitting and giving interview, all the words are
Oh, you
lost.
are saying spontaneously you are able to?
Yeah, it's because it's you, like, so, like,
I get it. But see,
yeah.
ultimately, spontaneous answers are okay, but there is a probability of you stuttering or making a mistake and not using the correct example for the relevant question. So I would still say that I mean, after 3 4 5 interviews, this will be spontaneous only because you'll be used to these answers, but at least initially you have a yes, Venkatesh sir.
Sir, I don't know, it's a bad habit or a good habit, but answering to questions, by one question I'm taking to 5 to 6 minutes, and answering the questions. Maybe it is correct approach or wrong, I don't know.
No,
With examples and all these things, it is taking up to 10 minutes also, a single question.
good on you, na? You'll have less questions to ask. You are already.
Maybe that is the reason he's not selecting me actually.
No, it also depends, right? If you feel that you're giving correct answers confidently good, you should cut it short so that you get more questions.
No, that is also wrong, na, because if I'm getting more questions, then what about the toughest question he's asking and I'm not answering at
No,
all?
no, you guys are just overthinking. Okay, hang on. Yeah. This is too much. You don't dissect it too much. Yeah. Thought is good, but don't use it like a razor. It's going to cut everything. So this is fine. We can't just overthink all the situations. This is fine. You'll clear those interviews. Okay. So let's get into one other thing. So, but yeah, see, let us say you are saying that you are taking care of the blockers. Now you cannot just prolong this point too much. So once you've made a point, but it will come with practice only. Okay. So try to put more points or context rather than just elaborating one point too much. But that will also come. It is an over analysis, but that will also come with time. Okay.
Sir, one question. Now it's a burn down chart, velocity, and all. Now, what kind of question they can ask?
We will get into
We,
metrics. Don't worry. So, how much does the team work? That is your productivity metric. How consistent they are? That is your predictability metric. What is the quality of the code they are producing? That is your quality metric. So, there are different kinds of metrics. So, some of them are available in Jira, some of them are not available in Jira. We'll do a complete session on metric. Metrics is very important. So, we'll get there. Yeah, don't worry.
but if we want to give now actually interview, and if they ask so superficial, what kind? I mean, way to give the answer or
Uh,
something.
wait for
Yeah.
one more. It's a long
Okay.
discussion. It's a
Yeah.
1.5 hour discussion. I have to get into burn down, burn up charts. What is the difference? Cumulative CFDs, cycle time, lead time, all those kinds of things. So give it little more time.
Okay.
We will get there. Okay.
Okay. Yes.
But it's ultimately you have to understand all those. What is velocity? What is burn up chart? What is throughput? There are a lot of things into it.
Hmm.
Okay, so don't worry, but it'll take one session, but you'll get an understanding of how.
Okay.
Okay, once we finish these questions on events, then we will go to grooming sessions and story pointing and estimation. Once estimations are done, then we will get into metrics. Okay, so it's a detailed discussion. And we'll of course look into you'll get into Jira and how to find these charts and how to read those charts, all those things. Okay. Now is the fun time. We'll get into the serious business also.
Okay. One more question is that what kind of report actually we have to send to management,
Okay.
right?
If you, I
The
think it's
same,
already
right?
there.
Uh,
Um, I think some slide here, 11th or 12th, in the second.
Yeah, slide is there.
It's
Yes.
there. It's there. There are about bunch of reports that you have to stand. There is no standard, but at least they on a sprint level, on a release level, blockers. So you can go through that slide. It has all the reports that we send.
All that reports from this one Jira only. I mean, we can export from there.
Not necessarily from Jira. Not every report is in Jira.
Okay.
Not every report is in Jira. For example, blockers that you are identifying on a day-to-day basis. That will be different, right? That you will not get from Jira. The blockers log or whatever, blockers register. Then learnings register, okay, you are not going to send learnings register, but blockers log, you are definitely, there is risks, you will be identifying risks during the sprint. That will be also updated. Then there could be other backlog health report is another report. We'll get into. See, I cannot get into the metrics now because some of the underlying concepts you don't know. So I have to clear those concepts and then get into metrics. Okay, so I think let's wind up for today. I hope you had a good time. Tomorrow we'll get into more questions, more insights, and the format will be the same. I'll ask questions. I'll put you in a interview kind of a situation, and then we'll see how you respond.
Sir, I have something. So I got 2-3 invites from Naukri, okay, and they haven't called me. They have sent email and they are asking for this details like present CTC and expected CTC, minimum notice period. That notice period I will write that I'm willing to join tomorrow. But for the CTC, like what should I mention?
15 lakhs, 15 lakhs, 18 lakhs, anything like that.
Okay, because this is something I'm sending them, right? Later on, it shouldn't be a problem that you told your CTC is this. But
No,
now,
this is from Naukri or this is from the actual company?
this is from Naukri, the HR is sent.
Fine, yeah. It's a good company. Don't lie. If it is a crap company you don't want to join, just play with it.
Okay.
You can put your exact CTC also, but you have to look into the profile of the company. Are they paying their Scrum Masters like this also? So let us say if I'm sitting on 20 lakhs, ABC company or HCL wants to hire me. I'll look at Glassdoor. What is the salary that
Got
they are?
it. I'll do.
If I quote HCL 50 lakhs, they'll run away. If I quote HCL 15-20 lakhs, they'll be more than happy to take my interview. So you have to play around with that kind of. So you need to, Glassdoor is the side where you can get an answer of typically this experience for this role, they'll pay something like this. Whatever they are saying of just tax less.
Yeah.
So that, because at
You
this
get the
point you
interview.
want to get into the interview.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll just launch this thing and then we'll see each other tomorrow. Have a nice bye. Take care.
Bye. Thank
Bye,
you,
sir.
Bye.
Good night, sir.
Thank
Thank you.
you.
Good night.